Obviously, you guys are aware the entire situation over with Stellar Blade. It's been like almost a month, I think, give or take, right? Roughly, since the petition started and the whole censorship deal. And just a couple of days ago, they announced that the upcoming patch 1.3 is going to not uncensor the game, because we have to be specific with our words, but essentially it's going to be a middle ground. They are going to be adding 2 new outfits that are basically the uncensored versions of the previous outfits, while not actually uncensoring the previous outfits. Am I right on that?
Yeah, they've restored like the open booby skin that you could see before they covered it up with modesty cloth or whatever you call it.
Modernity cloth,
that's it. Yeah.
So they're basically adding 2 new outfits. So it's kind of like a middle ground, right? So they didn't uncensor the game, but they added the 2 outfits that should have been there in the first place. So they gave kind of everybody what they wanted. And but the funny thing is, there's still censorship in the game. There's still issues, obviously, that people have. And you know, this is why we bring it up, because people really shouldn't let off the gas, even though we technically did get a little bit of a win here with the 2 additional outfits and basically them admitting that they were wrong, because the entire time they were trying to say, well, this is the initial design, you know, this is what we always intended. Well, if that's the case, then why are you now adding 2 outfits that were basically what was in the game before? You know what I mean? You're essentially admitting
Kotaku's meltdown about it.
Yeah, so we're going to bring that up. So the point that I'm trying to make is that with all this going down and gamers getting a what's classified as a second win, even though it's a small one, it's a win regardless. Helldivers, we destroyed them, Sony, and then now you got Stellar Blade with the outfits. All the mainstream journalists are losing their collective fucking minds. I mean, that is not an understatement. They are genuinely losing their minds. And Kotaku, IGN, all of them, and Paul Tassi, like, he's just fucking losing it. So can you send me that article, Leon?
Yep, I've got pulled up right now. It is quite possibly my favorite Kotaku article I've read in a hot minute, purely because it is written. I don't even mean because of the subject matter. Just the writing is like a teenager doing TikTok, but in the form of written word. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
they are baffling too that this kind of reaction takes place over what is essentially a compromise.
Yeah, can I just make one thing very clear? I think it's amazing to me that these people, and you know what? It's not even just the mainstream industry, right? Whether it's the journalists or the developers or whatever, it's the mainstream YouTubers too. A lot of them, like Mighty Cuck. I mean, he's out here. All of them are out here, essentially rooting for the corporation. I have never in my life experienced a group of such a massive group of people that are angry that consumers got something that they wanted. I mean, imagine being the person who's mad that Big Daddy Corpo had to give the consumers what they wanted. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It for the people who love to use the excuse, oh, well, it doesn't affect you, so why does it matter? This literally doesn't affect you, so why does it matter? Right? It's the same exact thing, but it's because you shill for the mainstream. You need the mainstream. It's your entire business. So if they tell you to bend over, you're going to bend over, right? Yeah, and everybody who's saying, hey,
Gary has been making about like movies, like people shilling for Disney getting Hollywood access like 3, 4, 5 years ago. Only now it's that same argument in gaming.
Right. I'm going to bring up the article. You guys can give your opinions. Good.
Hypno, never forget the whole basis of a movement that is, you know, kind of identifying itself as the company of misery is relying on the fact that people are not individualists, that they stick with the mediocrity, that with the formless conformity of the mass, and with the opinion of course, the greater forces. These people are strong with the weak and weak with the strong ones. So if they lose their North Star, their lighthouse of orientation of power, and now they have to reinvent themselves, you know, becoming individualists and actually working for their missions, for their goals, and for their money, they lose the basis of the ratio. So you take away from them the very form of their existence. That's why they shill for big companies, because when big companies will fail, that means that we have to organize ourselves way more, work way more, and and invest in our dreams and also risk to fail. This is what these people hate. They always want to go for the, for the safe shot, for the comfortable shot, always stay in the comfortable zone, right? And to them, like, we are the antithesis, the antichrist itself. So the more they cry, the more successful we become, the more we're on the right path.
It's true, because they're going to go like, oh man, I went to all the bother of selling my soul to this DEI bullshit, and now I'm losing anyway.
Right. And then I have to work. I have to work. To me, this, the DEI bullshit is just a shortcut, guys. These people, some of them believe in the agenda, but most of them are just there. I mean, I coach sometimes, these wokies and with all of their festivals and the stuff that they're going to, and they don't even realize what they're doing. Just for them, it's a shortcut to power, to recognition, acknowledgement. They think, this is how the system works right now, right?
This is them. I want to show you who these people are, Coach. This meme is literal perfection. I mean, this was a meme that was made during Helldivers, and this is literally them. Where Big Daddy Corpo says to bend over, PC players were like, no. And then PC players are in front of PS4 and Xbox players like, what an ungrateful asshole. Stop being entitled, while they're getting railed by Big Daddy Corpo. That's what it is. They're mad that like you said, they gave in. They took the path of least resistance. They expect you to take the same path. And if you don't take it, then you're somehow the ungrateful one. You're somehow the one that's the problem. It's like, no, just because you have absolutely no fight within you or you're so easily swayed, that doesn't mean that I got to eat shit with you. You can go get railed by Big Daddy Corpo. That's fine. But it doesn't mean I have to do that. You know what I mean?
And it would always be like this, right? If you will always have corporate prostitutes. Let them be corporate prostitutes. Don't try to convince me that this is a better life. Be a corporate prostitute if you want to be so. If you want to take the path of least resistance, the shortcut to success, devil's contract, however you want to call it, do it. But don't convince me out of your bad conscience that this is now the way to go because you just like company and your pitfall, right? No, it's not like that. Stay there for yourself and cook now in your own soup.
It's never been easier to be a content creator, to speak your mind, so to speak. If I can do this and build a modest audience over the course of a few years, then anyone can do it. Hence the saying, it takes all sorts to be a content creator. And since anyone can do this, anyone can go far as a rising star.
Not anyone can do it.
I'm going to make my point here. Why sell yourself to the past? Why sell yourself to the dinosaurs of the 21st century when you can do it on your own and succeed in the 21st century?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fuck you, Adam.
I said when this started, like a couple of months ago, when this really started with SBI and all of that, and I remember Hypno, I think you were the first to start saying Gamergate 2.0, and then I joined in and started saying that as well, and pretty soon it became a thing. I said, even at the start, there is no way they can defeat us this time because they simply have lost the ability to threaten and intimidate anybody by using these names like racist, sexist, bigot, blah, blah, blah. They're all just a joke, a fucking meme to us at this point. We're back. We're invincible. They cannot beat us, and we will not stop. So it's a foregone conclusion, and I think they know it now.
Well, that's why I said before, when they lost control of the narrative, that was it. Right. Like if you as these people rely on the fact that they can control the narrative, and it used to work for them very well, but they just don't have that anymore. So now, I mean, let me just show this little piece of the article here. You could tell it was written with much angst, much anger. So this person, Claire Jackson, couldn't find a picture, says, oh, hey, there's cute new attire for Eve in Stellar Blade, thanks to version 1.03. And yup, adults on the internet are reacting in a totally healthy, productive, and mature way about it. Well, no, that's not fucking true at all. As expected, some people are thrilled to see more digital nudity, while others are stamping their feet, upset that Shift Up hasn't given them what they wanted, which is free speech in digital tits. Y'all know porn exists, right? And for the people that don't wear any clothes. Anyway, you should want to go grab those revealing new outfits or try on the other new ones, which in my opinion are far more tasteful, cute, and sexy. Read on. This woman is literally...
You did a great job, like, adding this, because the first paragraph, you were kind of weak, but by the you threw the cynicism in there, and it really hit home. Excellent job, man. Do some audiobooks.
You didn't even use the F word. She must be serious. Hey, Claire, tell me you don't have a healthy sex life without telling me you don't have a healthy sex life. Heath, by the way, she's crushing guys. Don't
I
let Claire. You get
Hi,
on Tinder
Claire.
and you do your thing.
Hi, if you're watching, but just to be clear, video games like entertainment are fantasy, and
Yes.
Eve's not real.
No.
I want to play a beautiful sex pot girl.
Man.
That's who I want to be. Make women hot again. And if you want to play a dumpy chick,
yeah.
there's plenty of dumpy chicks you can play as. Not to say that, they're not hot in their own way, but in a more commercial, like worldwide accepted hot way, just give us Eve.
Yeah.
You've taken everything else. Just give us that.
It's like when you played Mortal Kombat 10 and the last thing you got was Melina in her outfit. It was just like little tiny bandages and it was like the hottest thing ever.
And you had to fight hard. You had to go all
that
the
was
way
the
up.
last thing you got. And then you play Mortal Kombat 11 and that's after
And everyone's dressed like a fucking nun.